Hi, this is Tom Sedlak, General Manager at 33rd Company Property Management. Thanks so much for watching our video podcast. Today's topic is, should I rent or sell my house in Kansas City? You know, there's a buzzword that goes around with all the realtors every spring, and that's, is this a good time to sell? And of course, our mantra as a property management company is it's never a good time to sell. In fact, rental homes should be held in perpetuity and handed off from generation to generation because that's how you leverage to a maximum extent all of the tax laws, the recapture tax laws, the capital gain issues, and also just living off of that income in an appreciating asset, all the while you're depreciating it on your taxes and getting a substantial tax benefit. So there are just some tremendous compelling reasons to always keep a rental and never sell them, and then to hand them off to your new generation. A lot of times people also say, well, you know, the market's gone up. Shouldn't I lock in my gains now and avoid selling and avoid any potential downside to the housing market? You know, last year the housing market went up by 7% annually, and that's the median home. $200,000 home going up 7%. That's about a $14,500, about a $15,000 return for a 7.5% annual return. Basically, if you're invested in a home and you have a $150,000 mortgage and a $50,000 in equity in that property, and it goes up by, let's say, 7.5%, which it did last year approximately, that's a $15,000 return on that $200,000 home. If you take that $15,000 and divide it by the $50,000, which is your invested capital, you're making a 30% return on capital, and that's before taxes. That's before you take those losses on your Schedule E and carry them over to line 17 of your 1040 and leverage the tax laws for the depreciation. That is just phenomenal. You are not going to get an investment even close to that in the stock market. You're certainly not going to get it with mutual funds or putting money in your bank accounts looking for simple interest. There's really just no other more compelling investment than rental properties, and that's why most of the millionaires in our country have been made through real estate. It's because there are just all of these additional benefits and the leverage that you can use to really turn an investment into a substantial return when you retire. So should I sell or should I rent my house in Kansas City? You know, obviously our vote on that would be you'd be crazy to sell. I know a lot of realtors out there really don't care to be involved in the rental market because it's a more difficult way to make a living in our view. It has a lot more of a process and a structured approach. It's a long-term management prospect versus just selling and getting a simple commission and then running off to the next client. There's a lot of commitment and experience that's involved in renting homes. That's inclusive of the leasing, the tenant screening, the placement, maintenance issues, legal issues, all of those things that a good property manager can take off your shoulders and do for you. And it allows you the opportunity then to hold on to that investment and really benefit from it in the long term. And that's what a good management company does for you. A lot of times also realtors are not so enamored with the fact that they're only getting a small amount of money on a monthly basis and not getting that big commission check. That's up to them, and that's their process, but it shouldn't influence the base recommendation of, is a rental property good for you? Is it better for you to sell your home, or is it better for you to keep it as a long-term investment? And really only you and your CPA and your tax attorney can make those determinations, but certainly don't let your property manager or your realtor sway you one direction or the other. Look at both sides and make a decision of your own as to what the best plan is for you. And I can only tell you what our experience has been with long-term rental properties, with the investors that hold on to them for decades, and then genuinely reap the rewards of staying with an investment through all the cycles and all of the appreciation and the tax benefits, and it's really compelling. So I hope this information has been helpful to you. If you would like any help with any rental properties, either acquiring or managing, please consider 33rd Company. We'd be happy to help out. Thanks so much.